For these two cards, these two oracle cards, these are representative of your source of your anger. And I'm just seeing right away that you feel a bitterness towards others because you've been wrongly seen, you've been wrongly you've been wrongly misjudged. People have truly tried to cause issues in your life. Like, people have really wanted, like, you've taken, so this, I'm picking up on a person who effortlessly draws attention to themselves, or maybe it's something you do, and again, I feel like this is effortlessly. So it can be from the way that you choose to style yourself. It could be hobbies that you're interested in and you are very good at them. And I don't feel like I'm speaking to a person who is very open with these hobbies, or like you're not a person who brags about what you do and what you're about and where you're going and what you're wearing and who you're with and what you're going to do next. Like, I'm not picking that up at all. I feel like you very much like to be in your own energy. Put your head down and focus on what makes you happy, or I feel like that's always what you've tried to do, but there's just always been people envious of what you can create, of the attention you have. Apologies for that, I'm doing laundry at the moment, but I take that as a verification of what I'm saying. Yeah, people, like, I feel like there's certain people that you've captured their attention, and there's been people unjustly attempting to take the attention off of you by spreading gossip. This has either happened throughout your life, since grade school, even in your adulthood. I feel like there's a lot of people that you've trusted with your dreams, with you letting them see in on a more personal human side to you, with your hobbies and like your dreams and these visions that you had for yourself. And it's come from a really sincere place, from a really you've been wanting to connect with people, so you would share vulnerable parts of yourself, hoping that this would create a closer bond. But I'm just seeing that a lot of the times when you shared things about yourself with other people, people have used that against you, and again, speaking falsity on your name. It's been so very frustrating for you. I feel like there's many things that you wanted to pursue, but people would make you feel embarrassed for pursuing them, or make you feel like you weren't quite good enough, you weren't quite ready. But this was coming from a place of insecurity, of pettiness, because they didn't have the gifts that you have, the determination, the goals, the vision. And so yeah, I'm feeling like this has affected a lot of arenas of your life. That I'm picking up right now in particular, like with dreams and goals. I do feel like you've held yourself back, making you believed at certain points in your life what people had to say about you, like you not being able to accomplish things, or it being too far, like too far-fetched. Unfortunately, I'm picking up that energy very heavy. I'm also just picking up like people had negative things to say about you in romance, either previous people that you've been connected to, or people who wanted to be connected to you, but you set a boundary because you didn't want to connect. You didn't want to give access to certain people, and people went and used that against you. Yeah, I'm picking like envy even from family, from you choosing different, from you walking in your own path. I'm picking up like a very unique person in the way that they like think and dress and behave. I feel like this is out of the ordinary for your family, for your lineage. I don't feel like everyone in your family is unsupportive, but I do feel like you've experienced unsupportive people talking badly behind your back about what you wanted to accomplish, or what you're currently doing, or how you're currently behaving, or who you're currently around, or what you were engaged in. And then Also, I want to mention that I'm picking up a lot of past energy. I think like what I'm trying to say now is that this anger has festered within you as more of a resentment now, as a really harsh inner critic. Yeah, I feel like now you're not. Yeah, I'm feeling a person who's not content with where they're at, feeling not very good about themselves, not feeling at their highest, not feeling in a very confident. Like I just feel like somebody's not very confident at the moment, and looking. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's like feeling like, yeah, there was a lot more. I feel like there was so much you wanted to do, and because of everything that was going around this energy, it really shadowed a future that at one point you really pictured for yourself. I do think though that the person I'm speaking to is attempting a rebuild as of recently or over the past few years, and a lot of circumstances have led you to that point to want to rebuild. But yeah, these are the oracle messages that I'm getting so far when it's come to like the source of your anger. Let's take a look at the next ones. Elements and scenarios that are coming up that are igniting this emotion within you. With this Ace of Cups in reverse, so I'm definitely picking up on again on rejection, like feeling not really truly seen for who you are, always feeling like there's adversity after adversity stacked on each other, and you never feel like you're quite receiving from the universe or receiving from other people, feeling like complete with work. Yeah, I feel like you have a lot of creativity, but I feel like you always feel drained from like other circumstances happening around you. Lotus tattoos. I don't know if you have a lotus tattoo. I don't know if you have a black cat. I don't know if blue is your favorite color. Maybe you've wanted to dye your hair blue. From the Fool card in the reverse, I'm just sensing like there's a part of you that's like angry because of everything you've been through and how it's left you guarded and feeling super. Yeah, I'm just feeling this like heavy level of insecurity of like trusting your intuition of what you're supposed to be doing next. We're just feeling a lot of anxiousness around sharing your ideas or your creativity or whatever ideas you have in the world, are feeling like, yeah, a level of exhaustion again. If you're really gonna make it, like if you do try to commit to something else and add another element to your life of like commitment, I'm just feeling like those things really heighten your level of like anger, because it just feels like at times like the odds are stacked against you, and no matter how hard you try, you just feel a huge sense of failure. Yeah, and I just feel like at times you just feel so uncertain of your path and what you're supposed to do, because you're doubting yourself because of this resentment, anger that has festered within you that has created like insecurities. Like I'm just picking up a person who at times can be really impulsive and not always in the best sense. Like I'm just feeling like, yeah, there's a part of you that's just scared to like trust yourself. Like it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, like all you ever feel is that bad things will happen to you, and so it's hard for you to place yourself in new experiences. The way that you can act out right at times can really cause more chaos in your life on top of the chaos that you're already feeling, and then that feeds into like this, what you do, there's consequences, and I feel like you don't always think about those things because you just want to literally be so carefree that you don't care what gets damaged or destroyed, because you just feel like nothing will ever feel stable for you or really grow or really become anything. And so you start to really get down on yourself and feel, well, you take on this attitude that nothing of great divinity is going to come to you or happen in your life. And I just feel like that's not true. I just want to say that, like, you know, I know that at times things may feel stacked against us, and it can make us very angry, and we can start to replay all the painful memories and you know, anything that strikes a chord of anger within us from our past, you know, these stories that we tell ourselves. But the universe doesn't want you to just always feed into these choices that are made out of superficiality and like anger. Like, they want you to remind yourself that you can transmute all of this experience that's been like negative for you into some wisdom, and you can still maintain that fun, loving nature within yourself, but just apply it differently. I know it feels like the sun isn't gonna shine again, or yeah, like if you take a leap of faith, like things are just gonna go terribly wrong and turn on its head. But that maintaining that mindset is not going to change your course of your life, and it isn't going to get you more connected to a mindset that will be able to sustain like change. Like, I'm feeling like I have a lot of sympathy for this, because there have been many times where things have felt like out of my control and against me, and even when I'm trying my hardest. And yeah, there's many times in my life I can think back where I did sit back and I didn't go for what I wanted, and I gave in. I gave up on myself. And I'm just feeling like you're not at your final demise. Like, there's still so much ahead of you, and you can still transmute so much. Still tapping into things that can help you feel more balanced internally, and picking up with this card. Yeah, your family, being around those who do want to nurture you and care for you. I'm just picking up that though there has been mistrusting people in your past, people who have been envious, and people who haven't been the loving family member or friend or lover that you needed, that's not where you're at anymore. If you look around, there are people around you that want to give you help. They do want to check in on you, have checked in on you. And if you haven't visited some family in a moment and there are people that you know that have always made you feel seen and want to catch up and want to fill up your cup and want to, you know, yeah, like, I'm just like picking up like a very warm embrace, a warm smile, or a warm conversation, even if it's just simple as coming over for a quick coffee and conversation, or going somewhere to eat, or planning like a simple, like, close-knit family or friends dinner. Like, I'm just picking up there are people around you. Like, doing all those things will make you feel more internally balanced. You also reflecting on yourself and how you can warm yourself more, how you can check in with yourself more, how you can fill up your cup more. Like the self-care, you know, buying yourself that dress that you've been eyeballing, buying yourself that new pair of shoes, even just buying yourself new socks if a lot of your shoes or a lot of your socks have holes in them, or combing your hair out if you've been struggling to like get ready, washing your hair, doing your makeup even if you have nowhere else to go, or buying makeup that you've had your eyes on, or, you know, buying a new headpiece again that you've had your eyes on. Like, special treatment to yourself, a level of self-love, and really accepting yourself as you are, and caring about like your you know, you're like you grooming yourself and feeding yourself and sleeping enough. Yeah, and like, though these things have very much internally altered you as a person, in your mindset, in your heart space, you They no longer have power over you. They're no longer in your space. You can leave it all behind. You don't have to continue carrying it with you. I know it was hard. I know it's been lonely. Certain circumstances you found yourself in, feeling like against all odds, but you rescued yourself. You've aided yourself. Or it's asking for you to like tend to these wounds, you know. It's not weak to tend to them. You know, if your arm is broken, then yeah, it's like necessary that you put it in a sling and that it heals, and that awareness that it's gonna take time and it's gonna take effort. You know, like physical therapy, it's gonna take time to like bring back strength and mobility. Like, I just feel like, don't let the negative past and what's angered you and what's deeply cut you take a hold any longer, because it's just not serving you. It's keeping you stagnant. It's draining your energy. It's time to tend to things that need tending, and it's not by replaying and recycling these old negative experiences and thoughts about your life and what you've been through. Like, it's time to like take what you need, pack up, and embark on a different journey. Like, yeah, I feel like the universe is sending you like smoke signals. Like, they're sending you signals. So they're giving you messages to show you that where you're going, like, they're not telling you what to do, but they're basically sending messages of reassurance if you've been feeling like called to embark on a specific journey, to move, either to moving or like leaving behind connections, or getting closer to people, or like, I just feel like there's a lot of scenarios I'm picking up here, or like, yeah, like embarking on a new career path, or sharing things that you've been working on that you haven't really shared with other people. Like, I just feel like they keep sending you signs to affirm to you that like you're listening exactly to your soul, and it's taking you exactly where you need to be. And I know it's been difficult. They know that you're tired. You don't have to carry all these wands with you that don't serve you anymore. Like, it's time to extract the wisdom from the pain and to take that with you along the next journey, and to not be afraid to have new experiences, because yeah, some things are going to hurt, some things you won't always get right, but if you continue to like make decisions from a real honest place, you will find the peace and the clarity and the success, like the abundance and the right people and the right help that you have been dreaming of, that you have been searching for. You know, looking at this Magician card, I started thinking of the word reconstruction, and then I'm looking at like, well, you know, when bones break and they start to heal and they start to mend, right? It's a reconstruction of ligaments. So yeah, it's just the acknowledgement that yes, these things have been painful. Yes, these things have forever altered you, but this isn't your story. This isn't the ending to your story. Like, you are allowed to reconstruct and take all of this pain and transmute it to something new, whatever you want it to be. Like, truly, there are limitless possibilities. You just have to be honest with yourself and what those look like to you, right? Because you know where you want to be. You know what you really want to give your energy to, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and you're allowed to like decide that and make choices. Yeah, I feel like you always feel like hunted, persecuted, misunderstood about what your intentions are, who you really are, what you're really about, what you're really creating. Like, I just feel like you feel like people always try to put this veil of that it's like false, that it's not coming from a very real place, and it is. I feel like it angers you because it's coming from a very real, emotional, raw place for you, a very spiritual place. And it feels like the things that happen for you, to make you like the things that you're attracted to that make you feel like powerful beautiful and like creative. Like you feel like it's divine. It's like a past life. It's like, what is it, symbolic for you? Like it means something really, really, really deep for you. Like this isn't like a game for you. And so it hurts you when external forces try to apply like false narratives on like your intentions and like who you are, because it's not true. And yeah, I'm just picking up. I just feel like man or woman, like you just have this grace about you, despite all this negativity that's been thrown at you. Like you've always tried to find more divine place to like act from, even if you always haven't acted from a place of power and control and divine energy. Like I feel like at the end of the day you do find yourself going back to that space and wanting to be the energy of love and forgiveness. Yeah, so how can you transmute this negativity of like feeling like this immense anger like within you? It's like restarting a new story, creating something new. Like just one single decision can really incredibly powerfully change your life. And you know, start looking at it like that. Like if you've been wanting to go on a hike, or you've been wanting to be around music more, or go to a cafe or see a performance, go to a concert, like whatever stands out to you, like you need to be doing those things like in society, right? And even if it's just mundane things like, you know, going to get coffee, or going grocery shopping for yourself to get like your favorite little cake or dessert. Like I'm just picking up, like keep doing things that feel good to you, not just the laborious part of like creating a new chapter, right? Of committing to plans, planning those plans, and having a schedule to make sure that those plans can really be looped into your environment. But it's also standing apart from that and just remembering that you deserve to be a part of society. You deserve to be human in society and to enjoy things. And for the last few cards, these are just some advices from the oracle deck that I have, the Medicine Woman. And yeah, these are just pieces of advice and wisdom that you can carry from like this reading. You know, I'm not just tapping this energy of anger to like to touch something that feels tender and like painful, and to scratch it and to not care for it. Like I hope that like what I'm telling you gives you a level of honesty and truth to like feel empowered to move forward, to not feel paralyzed by this past anymore that has been painful. So like I really hope that these next messages really carry some wisdom for you to get you to like to just jump in and act on, again, the unlimited possibilities that you could truly have. Yeah, laughter, show humor. Laughter is your medicine. Like, right? Simple things like finding a movie that makes you laugh, being around a person that makes you laugh, I'm picking up like a pet that makes you laugh, like engaging with them, being with them, your child. Yeah, I feel like there's people here who have hobbies and talents, and they're so scared to like present them to the world, because again, they come from such a vulnerable place, such a sacred place, such a channeled space, such a divine space, and you only want them to be cherished. You don't want them to wilt. You don't want somebody to like take. I'm just thinking of like a flower, and like when you hold it and you clench it tight and it wilts. You don't want that to happen to you anymore with really personal things that you share. But it's the evolution of what you've been through. Like now everything that you've been through has given you these tools, these levels of wisdom and protection and belief. You have power and control, and you deserve to reveal these inner talents, these dreams of yours with the world, because it's going to speak to people. It's going to speak to their soul. Yeah, like people are just going to be coming out of the blue for you and really speaking to you, and like you're going to be shocked at when you reveal these things of how many people are really going to be drawn to you in such a positive way, and are going to thank you and be grateful for you and feel seen and safe. Like it's like an innocent part of themselves are going to be seen by like what you're revealing with your creativity. Yeah, and again, it's scary, right? Like when we're trying to begin again and reinvent ourselves. Like there is going to be a level of mystery, but it's 8-8, like it's abundant, like it's yeah, you're protected. Things are going to take root, things are going to blossom. Yeah, as long as it's a balance, right? The mundane, the joy, the healing, the commitment, like the consistency. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be some days you see somebody, your family member, some days you go buy yourself something. Like it's just like it's so different. Like some days you pay for a class if you're interested in like a certificate program, or you go meet up with like an acting troupe, right? Or you go play and jam with people locally, or you go see music live. It's like, or you just simply take care of yourself at home, or you simply catch up with your grandmother, or you simply look through old pictures. Like it's all like a balance. It's all cinematic. Like all these little moments make up your journey and your experience. Like you're allowed to have a new chapter. You're allowed to be who you want to be, wear what you want to wear, say what you want to say, believe what you want to believe, and you don't have to hide it anymore. Like the universe is truly asking it for you to like release that fear, because it's so you're so deserving, and it's just gonna really attract people to you. Again, this really innocent part of people, this really genuine part of people, you're gonna touch people, and people are gonna really appreciate you for being so vulnerable in that way.
I'm seeing that people would smile in your face.
Pile number 1. Well, these are all the messages that I have for this evening.
Behind your back be in a whole different energy. Yeah, like these people were very dishonest. They were one person with you, and in reality they were one way with everyone. Yeah, and these people that you've been around and you were dealing with, they care a lot about social image. Yeah, they wanted to be accepted and admired by other people. Yeah, like they wanted to be the center of attention. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just picking up people who cared about, yeah, just image. I feel like there's certain people that you would hang out with that these people would never be caught hanging around with. I'm picking up that kind of energy. But yeah, just really deceitful. Like I feel like these are people you really considered friends, people that you had good times with, people that, yeah, you either played music with, or you had, you were around each other like in a large friend group. You guys did a lot of things with each other. If it's like having kickbacks or movie nights, or barbecuing. I'm just picking up people. These are people that really nudged their way into like places in your life that you thought were safe. Like I'm feeling that these are friends that would party on the weekend with each other, and you guys knew a lot of things about each other, shared a lot of things about each other. But yeah, I'm just picking up this really snaky energy. Like if you weren't around, or if, I feel like it wasn't just a you thing. I feel like this was a fake energy that they behaved in with a lot of people. Like I feel like there was many. I feel like none of these friends in this group could be trusted with each other. I think they were all fake and dishonest with each other. But you definitely felt the brunt of that. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of reminiscing on, I want to say this was like on your part as of now, or as of recent. Yeah, it's led you to having trust issues, because these were people that you had a very great time with. These are people that you considered possibly even lifelong friends, if not long term. Yeah, I feel like these were people that you felt at one point really seen by them, really celebrated for who you were, and that you celebrated other people, and that you guys were uplifting for each other. But if I'm gonna be honest, I'm also picking up a lot of like habitual behaviors. So I feel like many people here struggled with alcohol or drugs or sex, but I feel like this group had a tendency of escapism, and I feel like as did you. And yeah, I just feel like also I'm picking up that these people, because I feel like long since the betrayal, I don't even know if some of this betrayal was like actually like how would I say this? Like, I feel like things happened in a way where you separated yourself, and they never checked in with you or really wanted to make amends or really wanted to bridge the gap. And I think that threw you off, because I feel like for years these were people that you considered very, very close friends, like that you guys would annually check in on each other, if not annually, like monthly, or if not monthly. These were people that you considered friends, like you would see them every other weekend, if not every weekend, or even maybe at one point you worked with some of these people and you worked with them every week. And like I said, I'm picking up friendships that even maintained after like having some shifts in your life, or them, if them moving out of state or you staying in the same place but them coming back. I feel like there was a long-standing friendships here I'm talking about, but there was dishonesty, a layer of dishonesty. I feel like when you were going through your changes, I feel like you weren't always received in a positive way. I feel like many people were, I'm not gonna say praying on your downfall. I think you were going through a hard time, or maybe they were, but your response to them was that of a friendship. Like, you wanted these people to feel safe and warm, and to remember their playful energy, and to feel joy, to enjoy their current circumstance, even if other things in their environment was pretty difficult. I feel like you always wanted to bring the sun to them, to bring laughter, to bring play. I can't say that was like reciprocated. I feel like there was a time where maybe it felt that way, but towards the end of these connections, it just wasn't a reciprocal energy. Yeah, and I feel like you felt left out in the cold. I feel like you made these people feel cared about and seen and heard, and they were never judged, and you gave them a safe space. And I feel like towards the end, they wouldn't see you that way. I feel like they weren't trying to fill up your cup, and I think if they did see that you were feeling really drained and different, they, instead of checking in on you and uplifting your spirits, I feel like they had other connections they would turn to indulge in these addictions, right? Either like sex or drugs, or just going out and having a great time, doing them. Like, they didn't have you in mind. They like wanted to just do what they needed to do to feel better. And I do feel like some of these people really did use you in that way, like in an addictive way, meaning like, I'm just picking up a person who really cared about other people, and you didn't want to give up on friendships, and you really were there for people even in their darkest of times. It wasn't always when it was like a good time. You weren't always there for the party. Like, you were there for really hard moments in their lives, like either if their parents were getting divorced, or they were coming to terms with their sexuality, right? Or if their sexuality was changing, like transitioning. Like, I'm just picking up a lot of, or death. I'm just picking up like there was a lot going on in your lives and their lives, but the way that they responded really made you feel left out in the cold. I feel like you served these people as a light, and you were a joy. And when you weren't in that space, people didn't remind you of who you were to them, or who you have been, or like, I feel like people didn't give you that space, that nurturing energy to like actually sit you down and remind you of who you are, despite all of the chaos and sadness you were feeling at the time. And yeah, I feel like you felt very discarded. I just keep feeling that feeling, like very discarded and forgotten. Okay, so with this Two of Swords in reverse, elements, you being placed in certain elements that ignite this feeling, I definitely feel because you trusted these people, and they were people that you really did consider people that would like protect you, stand up for you, never slander you, really have your side, really be on your side, really see you for who you were, and then that transitioning into a reality where that wasn't true, where they didn't have your growth in mind, they didn't fight for your character, they didn't to defend your character. Yeah, they weren't there with you through the emotional ups and downs. So I feel like when it comes to, yeah, I feel like making your own decisions now, that puts you in a really difficult place. I feel like you don't trust what you decide for yourself, and I do believe that it's because you're acting out of a place of survival mode versus making choices based off of like your own logic and reasoning. So I feel like, yeah, you're constantly afraid to make like decisions involving if you should let certain people in, or if you should further develop a certain project or idea, or if you're in the right career, or maybe you're even just feeling indecision in general, as a big cloud looming over your life in many different aspects. But I'm picking up like that ignites your anger, like you feeling like you can't trust yourself, to make the right decision for yourself. And then with this Queen of Cups, I feel like in this moment to remind you of your tenderness and your warmth and your empathetic nature. It's worth protecting. Yeah, like I feel like the universe wants to remind you that you are empathetic and creative and generous and poetic, and your kind demeanor should not be taken as weakness. I feel like these people were sneaky and snaky because this energy made them feel jealous. You have a really beautiful intuition about you when it comes to people. But basically, yeah, I'm picking up like you know now where you're nurturing and intuitive, your nurturing intuitive nature, like you now know what these red flags look like, you know what these fake people look like, these plotting energies, even if they try to deceive you with a different layer, right? And again, elements that make you feel, ignite this feeling of anger is like you don't want to feel like an option. Therefore, the universe is reminding you of all the beautiful qualities that you hold, but you are not an option. So in order to not ignite these feelings, it's just a reminder of you do have choices and you're not an option. And if connections make you feel that way, or an environment, career, or family, you don't need to reminisce in the way that it hurts, the dwelling of like the reminiscing of that pain of what they caused you hurt. It's more of you can now spot that insincerity, you can spot that manipulation, you can spot the jealousy, you can spot the dishonesty, and wherever you are and they don't make you feel like a light or seen, and or where you don't feel appreciated for all your gifts, like those are scenarios that make that anger ignite. But it's a reminder that it's time to take yourself to calmer waters. It's time to be around new environments where you as a whole are not manipulated, or how do I say this, like it's time to explore different areas in your life where you're not placed in that same spot again. Like, it's just time to really watch your relationships closely to know how to respond accordingly, right? And yeah, so it's like all these elements ignite that anger in you, but it's also, right, it's time to face these inner complexities that you feel with this anger, and now deeply connect with a part of yourself that knows that you deserve more, that you deserve care and love and support, and taking again all those insights from the past and bringing them into your present and serving them as a guide for you to make healthier choices for yourself. With the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Queen of Wands, what I'm getting is that you have been, you've been attempting to enjoy like more earthly experiences, material, like gifting yourself more material things. Yeah, enjoying the earthly pleasures around you. And that's okay, because you do deserve to find some joy, especially if you've been going through a difficult time. But the universe is asking you to take and carve some time out to really connect with yourself again, and ask and check in with yourself in this journey that you've been on, right? A journey that you've walked away from again, insincere energy, gossip, rumors. Yes, there's a level of detachment you have, but I also feel like that abandonment wound is still there because it's not being addressed. I feel like you feel like you're just drifting by in life, and these feelings are still resurfacing. And so the universe is just asking for you to ask yourself where you want to really grow and progress. And yeah, that sounds very generic, but it's the truth. Sometimes we feel like that can be a scary thing to answer, because sometimes we don't even know. But the universe is seeing that you're jumping from experience to experience, but you're not really feeling a deep sense of purpose and connectedness, and that is also feeding your anger and your sadness. And they're asking you to ask yourself what really feels like home to you on this journey in many aspects, right? Like, where do you see yourself in the future? Like, they just want you to take a pause and to tap into that energy, because you feel that you're searching for what your home is, but you're not really asking yourself what that home would look like. And so they're just wanting you, I'm relaying this message, to ask yourself where do you want to make, what does home look like for you? Like, because home is a place where you feel peace, but also progression. And so they just want you to look deep into your soul and explore those themes of like what that means for you to have a home, and what that would manifest in your life. And these cards are just meant to like represent how you can harness this anger and transmute it into something beautiful into your life. And so I'm just seeing that with this Queen of Pentacles, or this Queen of Coins, like, you have this ability to really create something from the ground up for yourself. Again, based off of like your intuitive and kind nature, right? Your charitable nature, like, you could really network, you could really build upon something, and you would have long-lasting business connections, and those could even manifest into like friendships. But again, it starts with you really asking yourself, like, and applying all your energy, right, into generating starting like a venture of your own. And so, but this is a reminder, right? Like, how can you transmit this anger? This is how, like, if you take the time, like in the previous cards that we were speaking about, what it is that you want to focus your energy on, and these goals, these long-term and short-term goals, because there is there can be a future of wealth ahead of you. And again, like long lasting friendships and business networks that could really change your living experience. And yeah, I feel like, yeah, there's a wealth of something that you have to share with other people. And that can look different, right? For some people, it's health and wellness, right? Like some people that can't, like, I don't know if you're interested. I'm picking up somebody who, yeah, like, it's not as shallow as making money because you're beautiful, but I feel like that could be a possible avenue. But I'm just picking up, like, there's this internal wealth that you have based off of your previous pain that you could use to share with other people and that people could relate to, and it would lead to their own wealth and health, because you would feel a strong sense of duty and responsibility to share those past experiences and what you've done to overcome them to help other people. I'm just picking that up. Or like, there's just something where you could submerge all your emotions into, and they could help and other people, and it could lead to your own wealth and prosperity. And right, and it's hard to say what it is specifically, because again, these goals look differently for every person, but it's just indicating that you could really build something from the ground up, whatever that looks like for you. But yeah, I just feel like you have the best interest of many people, and I'm also picking up, like, because I don't know who's tapping into this energy, but yeah, I just feel like you're a strong ally for people. Yeah, I feel like the universe doesn't want you to be worried about the competition if you were to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, to attempt to create your own abundance and harmony, because that's not they don't want you to focus on that. Yeah, because I'm picking up two different storylines. Like, if you continue to allow yourself to wander, one could say, aimlessly, as much as you don't want to depend on other people, because I'm just picking up on that energy, it could lead to that, right? Or just like, the universe doesn't want you to pine over things you don't have: wealth, health, love, right? They want you to know that if you work hard enough, you can attain that wealth and health. They just want you to, like, start finding more productive ways you can go about these endeavors, right? And that will take research, that will take you putting yourself out there, and and starting to really see what it takes to create what you want, this career that you want for yourself, this professionalism, right? And this looks different for everyone, but the universe is reminding you that you understand your soul better than anybody. So they just want you to really explore again this theme and exploration of, like, what realistic steps you can take to obtain this dream, this business, this success, because they believe in you, and they know that if you really focus in, it would be you would create such a powerful shift, and you could really create something for yourself and be self-established. Cards will just be about ending this conversation on some guidance that the universe or your spirit team wants to provide you. And yeah, like, there's this feeling of, like, you definitely felt, like, things were not reciprocal. You felt very unseen, unsatisfied. You felt people losing interest in you if you weren't always lit up or in an explorative mood or feeling adventurous. Like, you felt like people never wanted to, like, lift you up. And I'm seeing that you've always been a very powerful and colorful, very creative and sensitive person, and the universe wants to remind you that you don't have to remain there internally because of what people did to you in the past. Like, It's time to show yourself appreciation. It's time to let yourself know. It's time to remind yourself of who you are at your core. Strip away what's happened, what people have said, what's occurred. Like, it's about returning to yourself, and going back to the things you enjoy, to the things that make you feel good. You know, it's difficult if you've been, you know, the universe acknowledges that when we go through difficult things, it can be very difficult to be expressive with love and to live in the energy of love. But they're letting you know that once you begin to start there with yourself, you start to enjoy your energy and activities again that light you up and make you feel good and make you feel positive. You'll be surprised at the expression of love, of like how that will like beam outwardly to other people. Like, this expression of love that you've shared with people needs to be shared with the world, and again, not with the people who didn't keep that energy didn't respect that energy as sacred. It's not about finding those similar people or circumstances to express your love in. It's about stepping away from that and reminding yourself of where you felt unsatisfied and walking into spaces of appreciation to express that love openly with people who do see you as you are, do accept you as you are through your ups and downs. And again, it's about always checking in with yourself again about what feels good. The universe constantly wants to remind you that you don't have to be anywhere that doesn't feel positive, and to only place yourself in places that your expression of love is treated as like sacred, because it is. Your love is medicine. Love is medicine. And so don't forget to love yourself in this process. And in loving yourself in this process, again, it's going to emanate this energy, and you're going to attract more of this positive energy. You're going to let people know who you are through your energy of how you treat yourself. And you'll be surprised at the new relationships and environments that you would be placed in, because it's going to start reciprocating. It's going to start manifesting outwardly outside of you, and it's just going to add to the layer of gratitude and appreciation of not only yourself but other people in humanity again. All right, pile 2. Well, these were all the messages that I have today.